How we doing, guys? Fly I'm going to tie here today is the Daddie Longlegs Muddler. When I done the Clara Bumble Muddler, I promised I would do this as well, and the reason being is because it's September, and these would be my go-to flies for September. Always anything with Clara in it, and a Daddie Longlegs in September time will always produce a good day's fishing. Always. The hook that I'm tying on is hook-kamasan B175 size 10, and black tying silk I'm using UTC, and I've just tied down the shank of the hook there, and what I've done is I'm applying a flat gold tinsel tag on the Ursula fly. Now, if you watch the Clara Bumble Muddler video, this is the stage of the video where I made an ear shape, and the lesson there was don't attempt to do fly tying videos when you've had a couple of beers on you. But anyway, right, just lock that on. Now what I'm going to do is just add a wee dab of varnish to that tag just to protect it. So right, I'll whip finish that off now, and I'll replace it with one that's already dried. The reason I wouldn't normally tie in size 10s, unless I know I'm getting on to fish a big wave. But if you're out and about, you're along the riverbanks and that, along the edge of the locks, you will notice that at this time of the year the size of the Daddie Longlegs is quite big. Let me just check it out. Alright, we're good to go. Right. So that's why I'm using a size 10 plus. Next weekend, me and a couple of muckers, we're away up the Ardtornish for a few days. I've checked the weather. We already get a big wind, so we'll have a big ripple. So the bigger the fly, the better, as they say. Now, the rub in this fly is just a gold wire rub. Tie that in now. Right. Again, come down the full length of the body, and then back down again. Keeps your body nice and even. So it does. There we are. Now just apply some beeswax to your tying silk. And the body of this fly is just rabbit skin. Just natural rabbit skin, nothing fancy. Very, very good material to use for the bodies of flies. You get a great catch for it with fish, no doubt about it. Fish love anything with hairs here. Fish love it. So just tease it off in wee tiny bunches and dub it on. Just be careful, you don't want, see the white underfur. The white underfur is useless. I'll show you. See this here, these fibres here, that white, you tease that away. That's no good to you. It's the tanny, beigey, darker hairs. That's what you're looking for. And I would say one more, and that's what's good to go. I try and mix it up a wee bit. Try and use the darker. And see, just like that stuff there, that's useless. Just get rid of that. Get rid of that altogether. Take that away. You don't want that in the fly. There we go. Now, right, just come up the shank of the hook. Nice, even touching turns. And there you can see the benefit of mixing between the lighter and the darker fibres in the rabbit skin. Just gives the fly that more of a natural buggy kind of look in the water. Now I'm going to apply the body hackle to this fly, and this is this beautiful little fella here. That is a saddle furnace cock hackle. It looks tiny, but what do you see now when I tie it on? Just lock, because it's so fine. I like to lock it in good and tight. Right. I like to do the first 2 wraps always around the shoulder of the fly, and then work your way down. That's 1. That's 2. That's 3. 4. 1 more. 5. Right. Bring your gold wire rub around. Swap that over to your other finger, and then you can just catch that in with the gold wire, and that's it locked. And then just wiggle the gold wire in between, being careful not to try and catch the hackle fibres. There we go. Pull that back, tease it back. Sorry, I'm just being careful not to nudge the camera there. Right, and lock. That's it, locked in. So you trim away the excess from your rub, and if you just pinch the body of the fly, that just breaks away. And there we have it. Now on to the legs. The legs of this fly is just pheasant tail knotted. What I like to do, I like to tie them in one at a time. Doing it in that way, you can position them, the legs, whatever way you want. You could tie them in 2 bunches, a bunch of 3 one side and a bunch of 3 on the other side, but sometimes they don't sit the way you, just like that there. Sometimes they don't sit the way you want them to. I like to do it one at a time, that way you can position the legs perfectly in whatever way you want. But just because that's how I like to do it doesn't mean that's the way you need to do it. Do it whatever way you feel comfortable with. So that's 3 on that side. Just pull them into position. There we go. That looks good to me. And then I'm going to put 3 on the other side. 6 in total. That's the second. This is the same pattern that I was using last week in the Kelvin that got me that sea tripe. Wasn't the Muddler version, but it was the exact same pattern without the Muddler head. So it was, but this was the fly that done the damage on the Kelvin from my last week. Great fly to use any time of the year. A Daddie longlegs, it's one of those flies it'll always get you fish. So that's the 6 legs tied on. Just trim away all that excess, both sides, and then if you hold the legs in position, just wind down towards the eye, lock that all in. Now what I'm going to add is the wing of the fly, and this is what I use for the wing. It's hen, pheasant, quill. So you're wanting to take a piece from either side, so you're as evenly matched as you possibly can. So just what I like to do, you just a bit too big, maybe there, see it, and there. Try and match them as evenly as you possibly can. And then once you have your 2 clippings, what you're wanting to do is line the 2 tips like that. Line the 2 tips up as best as you can. Let me see. There we are. So a lot of people struggle with tying wings, and it can be footery at times. It really can. But there we go. That looks good on either side to me. That's what you're looking for. You want the two tops to line up, something like that. Because it's a Daddie long legs, I would leave the wing quite long, at least just slightly longer than the shank of the hook. What you want to do, you want to hold tight here. See, don't worry too much about holding that side. You want to hold the actual wing itself tight. Don't let it move and come down on top of it. Hold and keeping the pressure on the wing, and just give it 1, 2, and then have a look at it. Make sure it's in the right position. That looks okay to me. Once you're happy with it, make sure and hold the wing again when you trim that, and then just tidy it up. So that's your wing tied in and your legs. Now it's for the muddler head. For my claret bumble muddler, I used dark roe hair. For the Daddie long legs, I'm going to use natural deer hair. So what we see, now I like to use a good generous bunch of deer hair for the head, because what you're doing, seeing as there's no hackle in the head of this fly, essentially what you're doing is you're creating a hackle with the tips of the deer hair. So that's about as much as I would use there, alright? And get the hairs. You want to line them up. You don't want to cover the wing too much. You still want the fish to see the wing in the water. So I would say there. That's probably about the length that you're looking for. Now, what I like to do, pinch it there, alright? Hold all the fibres together. Same technique as I use with a claret bumble muddler. Just 1, 2 loose turns, alright? Hold that there. Take your scissors, snip your deer hair layer forward of the eye, and then once you've done that, let it spin, and then just maneuver it round to suit the fly yourself. There we go. Once you've got it all right, you're happy with it. Let me see, what's it like on that side? Probably still turn that a wee bit more. There we are. And then just push the muddler head back that you've created. See, that's a fantastic technique. I learned it from watching Ryan Houston, and the first time I watched him do it, I thought, wow, that's just genius. And it really is. So I'm just going to push that all back. And because it's essential that you get a couple of turns and behind the eye. There we are. And there you have it. I don't need to do any trimming to that now at all. Maybe the odd wee snip here and there, but that's honestly, it's a fantastic way to do a muddler head. So it is. I'm not going to varnish the head of this fly. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to put a wee bit of wax in my tinsel, and then I'm going to whip finish it off. Try and keep all that deer hair back out of the road. Just 1, 2, 3, 4. Good whip finish, because as I say, you're not varnishing, so you want to make sure the fly doesn't fall apart on you. There we go. But right, let me just have a quick look at it now, see if there is anywhere I need to trim. Not really. And you can see, look at that. Look at that muddler head all the way around. It's lovely. See, I'm not even going to touch that. I'm just going to leave that as it is. But there you have it, folks. That's the Daddie Longlegs muddler. So it is great fly. Great, absolutely great fly for September. Listen, if you haven't already, folks, subscribe to our channel. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the thumbs up. Leave comments and ask me questions. That's what I'm here for, guys. Everybody that's continuing to follow and watch the channel, thanks to every one of you for your support. It's at the minute it's overwhelming. I didn't think that the channel would have took off like this, but the support seems to be growing and growing. So thanks to you all. The next time you see me, hopefully we'll be in our tournament and we'll be playing with some big trout. But till the next time, guys, tight lines and thanks again.